Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Pat Trading Partners along with Bob Iacchino. So let's start with XEM/NEM, and if you haven't heard yet, it was verified that CoinCheck, the Japanese cryptocurrency exchange, was hacked, and looks like the hackers got away with about 500 million in NEM tokens out of their digital wallets. That pretty much caused a sell-off in XEM/NEM. So you see, this is where you follow the charts. All right, remember we got up to the 12.5% level. It actually formed a very mini double top up here on a slow time frame. Could not push up again. Got back below the rotation zone. Double bottom here that never triggered. Drifted sideways and then, couldn't get above the rotation zone again. Spiked up to 50 and then sold off. Here was next levels lower we had, with the one being the 0.80, and that was from this high back on the 20th to the low on the 22nd. Used this one. It poked down into that one, but it couldn't get to the 12.5, so it never leveled it. The reason why I'm showing you this is so you can learn how we do things, and you can do them on your charts as well. So you can do this with all the cryptos you follow, and you're not just dependent on the videos we put out. So you see it spiked down there, came up into the declining 8, bottom of the rotation zone, now headed back down. So a couple of possibilities here. If it heads lower, we have a cluster right around this 0.74 level, which we have the projection from up here on the high. Let me take off this old price level, since we'll have to update that anyways if we rally back up. So we have that projection back to the most recent lows, which gives us this cluster around 0.74. The bottom of the 625 level, which we talked about from this run up, that we don't want to see it get below. Let me update that too. I forgot to do that. And when it snapped back, is pretty much where we held today's lows. See here, we don't want to close below that. Now, if you do get a close or another extended move down, target that's 0.74 and then the 0.6862 level are your next lowers. Right now we have a potential double bottom. This is still early, and we need a close back above the 0.878114 level, which is right here at this peak. But really, it's against the rotation zone on the 4 hour, so it's lower probability. Then it would be a very scalpy trade. The ultimate target would be pretty much at the end of this clear path. I don't have it on the chart now, but that's essentially where it takes it. This is about 0.9745. Don't know if this is even trigger. Nothing we'd be doing due to the very small nature and very scalpy nature of that trade. So watch for those lower price levels. I can also put on the other GAN levels we're not really watching until we started a decline again. Somebody asked in the comments why we put on some other levels. I was focused on these major levels, the 0.5 and the 0.625, because that's where we were watching it head to hold for this recovery to remain in recovery mode. So if we do break down, you're going to get some minor support at this 0.71 before this 0.68, which could also be a level you can watch for a reversal trade. And then you see we have another cluster down here should it really go lower, about this 0.63 area. So that's where we have a larger cluster from a prior GAN level and these GAN level sell-offs. In order for us to really get anything bullish on XEM again, we need to get a rally up and the rotation zone back in our favor, because it held here for a bit and then couldn't push up beyond our 12.5% projection level and then started its sell off again. It was already weak going into this, then the additional news on the hack just caused some additional selling to come in. So just keep that in mind with what you're doing on NEM. Looking at the daily chart for NEM, you can also see it spiked into the rotation zone but could not get above it. So this is very, very key, and I really want everyone to pay attention to these rotation zones, especially in the daily time frame. Oh, we ran up to top of it, sold off, tried to spike into it again before the sell-off, and then drastically sold off. So this is major resistance. On a daily basis, the major resistance, let me update another level on here just to see where it falls. Okay. So we have major resistance coming in. We have the declining 8, the flat 50-day exponential coming in about 0.973, and then we have a 37.5% gain level about 0.96. So that 0.96 to 97 is going to be major resistance should we rally. And at least if you do end up taking any bottoming patterns at this point, that would be at least a place you'd want to take something off or move up your stop. Right now, the top of the range is coming in about 107, but we need a very strong move to get through that. So that's what you should take away from this. What we do is I add in other levels to watch for sort of the cluster areas so we can target things for taking profits or moving stops both to the upside and downside. Switching over to Ethereum. Ethereum, this did qualify nearly to the exact dollar as a double top according to our rules, triggered and hitting the first level, but no real buying opportunity down there. It was just a really quick snapback. Now back in congestion, so nothing to do. If it does head lower, watch for it to return to this 983, and then the full target, it was lower probability also because of this big sort of rotation and these wicks. But you can use the next target. Should we head down again, we have a cluster at 963 to 965. So that is going to be key on the next sell-off. If we do have it, we can also do a projection down to this to see if we have another cluster. And so on another sell-off, we're really at about 965 to 968 to help fine-tune those levels. Now, rally back up. Resistance coming in about 1062 right now, already tested that Gann level on next push up. And if we do finally get above there, we'd be watching for about a return to the 1097 level. Let's check in on the daily for Ethereum. So rotation zone still flat in this congestion area, can't seem to break out, testing both sides. So we're going to be watching also for an ignition bar either up or down to help one of those bars that gets people to pile in for the buying side or gets the sellers to come in on the selling side as a next clue. If we get a selling one, step back, we'll watch for the bigger sell-off and much lower prices to look for the reversal patterns. If you get a buying one, well, we want to get back above the rotation zone on the 4 hour. Let me switch back to the 4 hour. So that rotation zone is just pretty much flat right now. We'd want price to come up, start separating these moving averages, come back, and then test it on its next turn higher. So that's what we're doing in Ethereum. We will talk to everyone soon. Keep the questions and comments coming. Also, if you want us to consider adding in some new cryptos we're not following yet, please put them in the comments and I will look into them. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.